Let's get some reaction from political analyst and Russian exile, friend of the programme, really, Valery Morozov. It's lovely to see you. It's very difficult for us to get a sense of the man when we're hearing a dubbed version there. What did you think of how he did?
Frankly speaking, you know, I was expecting more negative attitude, and the interview produced very positive impression. You know, first...
Is that because Tucker Carlson gave him an easy ride?
Maybe no. It means that, you know, first I was surprised that I was expecting, you know, there was, if you say, for example, take Russian TV or programs, you know, there were a lot of negative impression about and negative attitude towards the West. Actually, Russian television, say, for example, programs or, you know, mass media produces impression that Russians all believe that there is a war between the West and Russia. It's not between Ukraine and Russia. And that there is very little chance that there will be no clash, direct clash and direct global war. And I was impressed and I was surprised that Putin said no.
He said no to a global war?
Yes. He said at least... What he said, actually, and you know, with Putin, you have to get into what he says. He says that it will be not possible to drag Russia into the global war.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
yeah, but he did talk about what would happen if American troops went in. So you go, which actually is very unlikely to happen anyway.
But but he said that it is an absolutely crazy thing. It is not possible. So that is actually, you know, if you take part, say, for example, the same as regarding Boris Johnson. Yes, he said this, and more than this, he said when he was asked by Tucker Carlson what was the reason why Boris Johnson did, he said, I don't know, and not in very good Russian words, you know. Yeah. But actually, he said that it was decision of the United States. Not Boris Johnson.
Oh, really? Is that what
he said, yeah, okay.
He made a very interesting point, I gather. I haven't watched all 2 hours of it. You have, haven't you?
Yes.
Long interview. He made an interesting point in that, I mean, we would see it in a different way, but that the West changes its leaders so often that he almost can't build a relationship.
Actually, he was very negative about the leaders. When he was asked by Tucker Carlson about his last discussion or meeting or discussion, what he discussed with Biden, he said, I don't remember. I'm too busy. So, I mean, he made a joke about memory, yes. But at the same time, he said that he is too busy to think about Biden. You know,
it makes me wonder how much of this is about Russia and Ukraine, and how much is about the American election.
No, it was very first. It was mostly about Russia and America, and you know, actually, Putin made it clear that they understand that behind Zelensky and Kiev is the United States, and the United States decides everything. But at the same time, he was very negative about the leaders. He was not speaking much about the leaders, you know, any leaders in the West.
They're not, because they're not important to him?
I don't know, but I think actually his meaning was, he said this, that there is no, you know, the leaders in the West are not important. There is no difference who will be the leader, say, of the United States. The important are elites, business and political. They will decide. And he said that Russia is ready for negotiations. We were ready all the time. But
do you believe him on that? Because it's negotiations on his terms, I guess.
No, but they've already signed once. They signed, not Putin, but the members of the delegations. They signed in Istanbul. They signed the agreement, peace agreement that he was speaking about 1.5 years ago. And Boris Johnson at that time came and convinced Zelensky to drop it and continue the war.
Yeah, but peace agreements to Putin are very different from what they mean to the various leaders of places like Ukraine. Peace agreements to Putin just
this was peace agreement that was agreed with the Ukraine. But he made it clear that now he is ready to come back to this agreement, but it will be changes. They will be different. And usually people who know Putin, they understand that the conditions will be more harder for Ukraine. But at the same time, he said yes, and he said he's sure that there will be agreement with Ukraine, and the war will be stopped. He knows this, and he is sure in this. And he said that Zelensky is, and he made it clear that Zelensky can do this and is ready to do this. And more than this, he said that West is also trying to find the way how to do it, but he doesn't want to help the West to find the way how to explain the result of the war.
Very quickly then, do you think he's coming across as a clever politician? He's saying the right things to an American audience. He's saying, I'm the good guy here. I'm ready to sign agreements. We could bring an end to the war. That's what he's saying to an American audience, basically.
Yes, but he's speaking also to Russian audience. And for Russians, it is important because that's what I'm saying. For many months, the impression was that there is a war with the West. It will aggravate. There will be clash. There was discussion how to use nuclear weapons and when. And he says, no, there will be no war. We will not be dragged in. It will be a failure. Nobody will be able to drag us into the global war. Maybe there will be, he means that maybe there will be a global war, but without Russia.